What's up, everyone? Welcome back. Happy Sunday. Happy weekend. Welcome to another live stream. Welcome to another weekly market analysis. We're going to take a look into the market, try to see where are the best opportunities ahead for next week, which we are expecting again to be another volatile week. We're going to have CPI in the US, so at least that one's going to be an important news. That's going to be on Tuesday, but for sure, there's going to be many more opportunities in the market. The market has been moving quite nicely, either if you're trading Forex, either if you're trading FX or even gold. So yeah, we're going to take a look at it. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. We just crossed 800 subs, so thank you very much, everyone, for that has been subscribing and that subscribed to the channel. Keep on doing it. I will continue to create more content in here, and of course, don't forget to press the like button and let me know in the charts as well what on the comments what pairs you want us to look at. Hi KK, welcome. Always my number one, so thank you for being here. Okay, so let's take a look at the market. Let's try to see where are the best opportunities for the week ahead. Quickly, let's just look at the news. Okay, so I already mentioned that we're going to have a CPI on Tuesday, and it's true. We're going to have CPI in the US. It's going to be quite an important data point because it has been increasing, and most likely the prediction is to continue to increase for this month as well. So from 2.7 to 2.8. Of course, if the number is higher than expected, that most likely is going to be seen as negative for the US indices, and most likely we're going to have a move to the downside, and who knows what that's going to play out, how that's going to play out into the Fed, where at this point we have literally a 90% probability that we're going to have a rate cut in September. But this still can change. Okay, this still can change. In addition to that, we do have interest rate decision in Australia. It's expected another cut rate from 3.85 to 3.6. So it's going to be an interesting one. And this week also is going to be with plenty of news in the UK. Okay, so last week we had the Bank of England cutting rates by another 25 basis points. It was just by a little bit in terms of the decision between the voters. Okay, it was 5 in favor and 4 against. So that was a little bit tighter than expected, but you're going to have, as I mentioned, unemployment. Then you're going to have also GDP, if not mistaken, in the UK throughout the rest of the week, or maybe not. Yeah, I thought it was, but maybe it isn't. Okay, so that's going to be some hearing here. That's going to be. Yeah, so it's going to be an interesting week. So let's take a look into the market and let's try to look at charts. Okay, dollar index. Okay, so where were we with the dollar index and what can I expect for the week ahead? Okay, we had a big sell-off. That was after NFP. Okay, so that was already one on the 1st of August. Meanwhile, we had a little bit of a pause and then price moved to the downside. This was something that we were anticipating. Okay, so this continuation to the downside this week, at least this initial move, it was something that we were looking at. Initially, price kind of still managed to break slightly this low, then it went up, left the supply behind, it took that liquidity from this top, and then it just continued. It's kind of a similar move, but on the euro, it was to the upside. And then outer target to expect eventually, in this case, dollar to move towards it to be a little bit closer to this upper edge of this level. Basically, this zone in here where it had this last top all the way back into here. If you change time frame, most likely this is going to look like almost a kind of a demand zone within this structure. So basically that's where price went to. Okay, so we got really close, may have not touched it yet, so but it got really close, and we even have a double bottom here with a slightly break of this structure, at least on this 4-hour time frame. To be honest, the structures that I'm looking at this point on dollar index, it will be around this level, even though I'm still not going to be neglect or reject the fact that maybe price can still even go a little bit into this level and still respected it instead of just in here, because it's actually kind of the last weekly high, and then eventually maybe to go a little bit further down on the dollar index, and maybe getting a little bit closer into here. Basically already reacted from the range of this level. We can go a little bit deeper and go to this. So their price may react from, which also can be in alignment with this so that's basically what I'm going to be looking at. Two clear structures that dollar index can be bouncing from, and until eventually one of those zones is broken, I don't think there's any clear direction that we can be expecting at this point. We clear have this basically this move to the upside from this top and here all the way to this bottom. We are with, of course, we at this point, maybe if you draw a Fibonacci, maybe already are at around the 68 point something or 67.8, something like that. So yeah, if you do draw that Fibonacci, yeah, the 78 is somewhere in here, and yeah, so it's got really close. Already went way below the 61.8. That's for sure. In there. So yes, let's take a look into what we can expect then also on the other currency pairs. So I'm not going to be anticipating too much. In the bigger picture, if the dollar does want to continue to move forward, I wouldn't be expected. I wouldn't be surprised if by any chance price does want to continue to move down after price has respected mostly this previous level of support resistance and this key level in here around the 100 mark. If the dollar does want to continue to push forward, I wouldn't be surprised. Okay, I'll definitely not be surprised if by any chance this is not the last bottom on the dollar index and price does want to continue to push a little bit lower, maybe into this 94.5 or something like that. Okay, so maybe somewhere closer to that zone. So if that's the goal in the bigger picture, I wouldn't be surprised whatsoever. With that, on the other side as well, if price does want to go a little bit higher before potentially have a continuation to the downside, I wouldn't be fighting that neither. Okay, I wouldn't be surprised with that. Neither. So price could still maybe go a little bit, I don't know, maybe from this demand zone, it could still go higher. Maybe have this left shoulder. Again, not exactly my favorite, but maybe could go a little bit higher into this structure here, or even, yeah, who knows? Playing zone by zone. I don't think there's no need to start making so much big predictions at this point. I think we can definitely still play within this level. There's maybe even some selling pressure at around the highs in here that was created during the NFP. Maybe the top can still hold as well, depending on where this low is reacting from. So that's going to be something trying. So at this point, I'll be looking, yeah, just potentially one of these levels, and maybe somewhere around here. I'll be looking for dollar index to react from. Tabu, it has been a while indeed, man. How are you? How is everything? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're doing well, my friend. It has been a while. How is your trading? How is your trading going? And if you do want to share your analysis, Tabu, or any asset that you want us to look at, yeah, let me know. Let me know. Jumping into, just increase a bit the music. Jumping into the other currency pairs, let's take a look at the euro index. Okay, so it's important also to pay attention a little bit to the euro index to see where price is and what's the expectation as well for the euro pairs. The reality is that we did have that massive move to the downside. That was after the deal was agreed between euro and the eurozone and the US, and then we start recovering basically after the 31st into this NFP number, and where price reacted, it basically came back into this previous structure, and that's basically where it went. Okay, so is this a break to the downside? Did price actually manage to break this and is trying to push lower at this point, or are we going to continue to go a little bit higher, since that's basically the direction that we have for the last month or so, basically since since February, basically since beginning of the year, that we have this massive move to the upside on the Euro index. So we don't really have much data in there, but if you do actually look into here, we do have a little bit more data. And yes, when you're looking at this time frame, maybe just maybe price may want to actually continue to go a little bit higher, even though where price reacted was not bad. Okay, actually where price reacted in here, it was not bad at all, but there's maybe still the potential for price to go a little bit higher, maybe a little bit closer into this zone in there. So that's potentially a future directional target of this move, from this move to the upside. Basically you have this top all the way back into this low. We have all this big range that we are looking at. So that's going to be something that potentially price does want to go there. Now in here we did manage to potentially break below this low into the structure. The data in here may be slightly different. Okay, and who knows if price actually wants to come back into, maybe into a bit more of this value. If that's the case, then price may still have a little bit more room to the downside, at the same time that maybe price can still respect definitely this level and push lower. It's basically what we may have at around this level. Okay, so well, looking left in here on the 22nd of December. Am I missing something? 22nd of December. Yeah, something's wrong in here. Not entirely sure. Okay, don't really see the alignment in there. Okay, with it. Yeah, maybe there's more room to downside on the euro index if we do get closer to that level, somewhere higher. Okay, so maybe price hasn't really reacted all the way from this supply level. Price is still just reacting maybe from this demand zone that should have respected price, but it didn't, and so price just broke it. Okay, instead of respecting it, and maybe we are ready to go a little bit further down. Maybe price can still go somewhere in here, or can even go somewhere in there. So in terms of the euro pairs, we may have a little bit of definitely there's maybe two levels that we can still see some reaction to the downside. Price may look like it may have broken some structure, so it's going to be something to track, and maybe we can even add some kind of trend line just to keep noticing if there is any kind of proper break or not. So I'll be looking a little bit more into this zone, and I can actually move the alert into there. Doing good, thanks. Been away from trading for some time, trying to kickstart this week again. Looking forward to see your analysis on the commodities, gold especially. Okay, what is your bias on gold? What is your bias? Are you looking for long shorts? What are you looking at? And I hope everything is well with your family as well. The little baby is not. It may not be little anymore. Okay. Euro index. Okay. So when you're looking into the euro pairs now, and starting with euro dollar, Yeah, basically that's the recovery that we had as well since basically NFP, and we are moving a little bit more to the upside. So we had this initial reaction, again, no surprise whatsoever, that as price was approaching basically the lower edge of this level, we find a little bit of selling pressure, which is exactly the same thing that we found, but to the upside on the dollar index. But there's maybe still more room to the upside if price does want to get a little bit closer into these levels. Now, again, bigger picture, price may still wants to go a little bit higher, maybe same thing with the dollar index. This basically, I'm looking potentially for this move to the upside on the euro dollar to maybe get closer to this 1,020, not 1,000, sorry, 1.20, maybe around that level. But before that, maybe price can bounce a few times, okay? It may not go there straight away. Maybe price will be bouncing somewhere around here. I'm not that interested in looking for any longs at around this level, even though they may still work. This was basically the move to the upside that we talked about at the beginning of the week. And I'm curious just to see how price eventually is going to react from a little bit that zone. So that will be my focus for the euro, and we'll see. Maybe there's a potential to look for long somewhere in here. Yeah, potentially. I'm not really sure if that's going to be a trade that I'll be looking at. Yeah, most likely I'll be looking more into something in there. Is this will break to the downside? I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure. There's a little bit of a divergence between the euro dollar and the pound dollar, especially that started with interest rate decision. Okay, so basically on Thursday, euro dollar is already moving a bit to the downside. Pound dollar was somewhere in here, and then it moved to the upside after the interest rate decision announcement in the UK. And that's basically one of the catalysts that created a little bit of a divergence between the euro dollar and the pound dollar, where the euro dollar kind of start moving to the downside and then start ranging a little bit, not really managing to break the top, right? That's basically what we have in here. This is Thursday at around 9 a.m. We created the top, and since then we haven't really managed to break it higher. Meanwhile, yeah, this is exactly the same top on euro, but then we had this push higher, and price maybe getting a little bit closer. Maybe it's something in here to pay attention. Yeah, maybe something at around this 134.7 something. Maybe going to find some selling pressure when price gets there. I'm going to be curious to see if that's going to happen. Now I went to this demand zone. May become a supply now, or if prices want to actually just continue to go a little bit higher. By the looks at it, looks like that the pound is starting to lose a little bit of the momentum, right? It has been moving to the upside and now it kind of is struggling a little bit, but it's going to be a new week. So with a new week, maybe new set of orders are going to be placed in the market. We did manage kind of to break below this low, but this was the structure that mattered the most, is this demand zone. And price just respected it. Okay, it respected quite nicely, and as a consequence, price most likely can continue to move a little bit more to the upside. Yeah, let it go higher basically, and then we'll see what will happen. Yeah, Nathan, what's up? Welcome. How are you, Nathan? Welcome to my channel, man. How is your trading going? Is good, thanks. I have no bias yet on gold. I'm still to do an analysis on it. Okay. Yeah, good to know, Tom. Good to know. Okay, man. Nathan, what are you looking at in the market? What do you expect for next week? Yeah, on the pound, I want you to start losing even more momentum. I think price starts to compress a little bit. May have a little bit of a few. What's going on with my mouse? Great. My mouse just. Okay, I think it's back. We do we do have maybe some breaks, a little bit of a small break at around this level, but price may still continue to go a little bit more to the upside. I've been trying to find some shorts. I'm not really convinced about this stopping here. So even if you do have a short, or a move to the downside, may just be a small retracement before price continues. It's a little bit of a tricky one, to be honest, on the, what is this? On the pound, because we never really took this double bottom. The price respected it, which may still be there to eventually be used as a target to the downside. I'm curious about something in here. Yeah, I'm not really curious to see a big short from there though. Is it the kind of somewhere right now, or just let it take the top and eventually maybe even go higher? Who knows? Yeah, definitely want to keep an eye on, personally. The best one, actually, it was the euro pound. Okay, this was the euro pound. I didn't really take this trade. This was something planned, but I didn't take it. But it was really good, to be honest. So yes, we had the news. Okay, so on the euro pound, we are reacting literally from the extreme. We are reacting from the top, which is also Quasimodo. We had this top in here that could be used as a left shoulder. So price fakes out that level and now can be used as a left shoulder after that initial move to the downside. So good reaction, a good retracement. Was one of the first euro pairs that reacted back into this top that created that move down. Beautiful supply level, and the approach, everything was quite good. We had also a top in here that could be used as fake out. Start breaking some structure as well in here, and the approach was really nice, and then the spike up, spike down. So yeah, that was actually quite of a good opportunity, a good setup on the euro pound this week. All of it in anticipation or just before the news. Okay, so we had all this compression, so no surprise that price will just completely drop and feel that compression, especially after the break of this low as well. But yeah, so that was a nice one, a nice move, one of the best moves actually of the week, especially on Thursday. Now, what can I expect? I'm looking for price to get a little bit closer into this bottom. Personally, it may start compressing a little bit like it is doing it, and until eventually it can flip us again, maybe go higher. Who knows? Yeah, who knows what's going to happen around this level. The reality is that price reacted really nicely from the top, and who knows if price actually wants to continue to push lower now. We may have broken kind of this important bottom, but yeah, this was just maybe a reaction from this great demand zone. So yes, we can maybe try to find out in terms of the extremes within here to see eventually if there's any kind of manipulation that can be expected as a trend continuation setup or not. At this point, price retraced, basically respected this previous top, and you don't really have a proper manipulation just yet, at least. Basically, I'm trying to see how price could kind of just pick out some tops in here before continuing to push lower without the need to deep retracement. Okay, maybe something like that. Maybe pick out these tops in here and then just continue to go. Going all right so far. Got a fresh account last week, passed phase 1 already. Now just need phase 2 done. Then I'll be back after a long break. Now I've been looking for longs on gold. I believe we're going to. All right, we are looking for new all-time highs on gold this week. Okay, we're going to take a look at that as well. It's at an interesting level, gold, right now. So I'm going to actually be curious to see what we're going to do. And if there's going to be opportunities to either short or maybe price will just go to the all-time highs. But yeah, congrats on passing already with that phase 1. Which account are you trading again, Nathan? Which of the accounts are you trading? Okay, so euro pound. most likely can maybe continue to push lower. And I'm just going to be curious to see if there's going to be any type of setup like this that you can push lower, or if price by any chance has the intention to come back into this level again, closer to the top. Maybe there's an opportunity as well in there to look for another short, especially if price, for example, just retraces right now, or I don't know, if price takes this top or get this bottom again, maybe that could play out. I would prefer actually something like this already before even maybe price gets closer to this zone to do it. Now, Euro Pound may not really do this type of a move that often, but who knows? But it's a pattern that sometimes tends to happen. Yeah, but sometimes it doesn't do it. Okay, so yeah, moving along, we can go into the Aussie dollar. Okay, yeah, Aussie dollar continues also to move up. This was a nice reaction, or initial reaction. This is a typical kind of maybe continuation pattern, exactly something similar to what I mentioned. Kind of we start breaking this structure, we may fake out some lows before actually we may continue to push higher. Okay, maybe price does want to go a little bit closer into that level. We did manage to break this bottom in here, so that's a nice structure that potentially can start signaling a little bit more of a bigger potential short. Don't forget that you're going to have an RBA interest rate decision in Australia on Tuesday morning or Tuesday overnight. So basically tomorrow, if you do find an opportunity, maybe you can position ourselves accordingly for that one. Or if you don't really trade that, for just leave it. Don't do anything. Yeah, personally, I think I'll prefer to see price going a little bit higher before the sell-off. I'll prefer that. I would like actually kind of a bullish day tomorrow, and then maybe start looking for an alternative or something different, or maybe price kind of just accumulates in here, and then with the news actually goes higher, and then maybe on Tuesday morning maybe have a complete reversal and price cleans the move that he was created with the interest rate. So something like that could also play out on the Aussie dollar. Pound Aussie a bit more indecisive, because maybe it around the stop, and Euro Aussie, it's going to be also interesting. Stops in here, yeah, go higher to be honest. Yeah, who knows? New Zealand. Yeah, New Zealand kept respecting that one. So New Zealand's also kind of in the middle of a range. Not really sure what to look for at this point. It's not an easy one. Yeah, nothing stands out to me. And until price kind of maybe gets a little bit higher, nothing's really standing out. Price is compressing quite a lot. The way price is moving, again, respecting that level, it's compressing. Who knows? Eventually can go back into here. Can provide a good long. Yeah, high stakes 25, 20 actually. Yeah, 20. Yeah, it's a 21. Yeah. Good luck. Yeah, good luck, Nathan. Just keep on sharing your performance with us. New Zealand, that's done. What else? We go to the yen pairs. Okay, let's take a look at the yen pairs, and then we jump into the commodities and stuff like that. What do you have on the yen index? That's an interesting one. Okay, so we definitely are reacting from an interesting level of support and also demand zone. We have been reacting in here for a little bit, and then kind of had an impulsive move to the upside. Perfect. And then what did we have as well? So we had that impulsive move, basically with an NFP, and price just got really close to the previous level of resistance. So we go from this strong level of support to all the way this previous level of support that now can work as resistance, and maybe you can also have this this supply level. So those are literally two important levels that price has been respecting quite intensively, not just at the bottom but also maybe at the top. And you can see how many times price kind of bounce in between those two levels, which makes us a little bit indecisive in terms of the future direction on the yen index. Yeah, now it's moving compression. I'm looking to see price eventually getting a little bit closer into this level, so maybe could have a little bit more room to the downside still on the yen index, and that means kind of to the upside on the individual yen pairs before maybe price gets closer to this level. Dollar yen just in a range. Basically, it was a ranging week. Why? Because when you're looking at the correlation between the dollar and the yen, you could have anticipated that. Okay, we started the week, especially Tuesday and Wednesday, with a move to the downside, and then finally we had a little bit of a correction on Thursday. But since we had the move to the downside on Tuesday, basically, and Wednesday on the dollar, we also had a move to the downside on the yen index exactly on the same day. So basically we have dollar down, we have yen down, and that makes EUJ basically flat. Okay, so basically trading within a range without going anywhere. So you don't really want that, at least you don't really want to look for trades like that. But that's exactly what we have on the dollar yen. Price is again challenging a little bit these tops in here. Maybe again to actually start moving a bit more to the upside. Again, price is respecting this all these lows, so this can be something that price can push higher. Who knows? Trading box, what's up? Hi, trading box. What are you looking at? Tell me. So basically what I'm looking in here on the yen index is if by any chance on the dollar end, if by any chance this yen index, if by any chance this one may continue to push lower, okay, towards this direction, maybe we can have the dollar yen pushing a little bit more to the upside. And then the question is, what will happen in here if this one actually is moving to making something like that before maybe moving down? Yeah, maybe that can help. Okay, maybe this could help eventually dollar yen to maybe then go higher a little bit more, or at least challenge a little bit more these tops, and then I don't know, then maybe from here, from this left shoulder, maybe could start moving to the downside again. Okay, who knows what will happen, but maybe this is going to continue to be, of course, on Tuesday with the CPI, everything can change, but who knows what will happen exactly at around this level. Dollar yen index, it makes sense to me that price will eventually get closer to this level. Dollar index can do both ways. It can maybe play like this, as the same way that it can maybe just start moving to downside from here, and maybe react from this level, and then who knows what will happen. Yes, if this is the second scenario, then dollar yen has everything to just continue to move to the downside. When you're looking at the other yen pairs, so we have at this point euro yen, which I'm looking to see price goes higher. Euro yen, I was quite happy to potentially look for a sell at this top again. However, I don't like the fact that that price in the prospecting this double bottom, okay, or this bottom here. So price respected it and then start moving higher. Maybe for some may see look at this double bottom here as liquidity to be grabbed, but the reality is that we didn't really manage to break for the second time this low. I'd actually like to see moves like this where we have a second break of this low, if then I want to look for a short in there. But you didn't really have that, so that's something to bear in mind. Yeah, so I would like this one to continue to push a bit more to the upside, closer to something in there. Yeah, so we'll see euro yen. Pound yen as well is getting closer and closer to something in here at the top. So pound yen as well going a little bit stronger because of the decision on the interest rate on Thursday. And I'm going to be curious to see if there's any potential short from this level. Now I have to bear in mind that in the bigger picture, this yen, this pound yen may wants to go higher. It may wants to properly take out these stops and maybe get a little bit closer to this 200 and maybe 1 or something like that. So that's something to bear in mind. We have a really strong level of resistance at this point created at these stops in here, and yeah, we need to see what will happen. Yeah, we'll see. But I wouldn't mind to find maybe some kind of short opportunity. Price is getting closer to the top. But, we'll see. Aussie yen also has been providing some interesting opportunities. Where is Aussie yen? Yeah, it's moving up again. Yeah, it respected maybe this kind of demand zone here at the bottom. God. Any more pairs, guys, that you want to look at? Dollar CAD, let's just jump into dollar CAD as well, because dollar CAD hasn't really done much. We had an unemployment as well. It was actually, if I'm not mistaken, the bad news. Maybe we can even react from here once again before pushing lower. Yeah, I don't really see anything relevant at this point on the CAD. Maybe this previous supply that can maybe be turned into a demand zone. We'll see. We have a clear bottom and we have a clear top, and yeah, we need to kind of reassess a bit how they're looking. Yeah, dollar franc Swiss also is kind of stuck in here. Yeah, I just want to see price going higher. Gold. Gold. You guys are looking, okay, Nathan was looking for longs, expecting eventually gold to take all-time highs, or challenging at least the all-time highs. Towo is not really biased yet. I like the approach. Okay, I like that we are approaching in this kind of a compression way, and one of the two things can happen from here. It's either reaching accumulation for price to completely explode and go all the way, or this is actually starting to attract a lot of people to sell around this level, and then we can have literally just a quick move in here back into this structure, and we may have an opportunity to short this at least all the way towards this level, somewhere in there. We can start asking ourselves the question is, where is this top in here basically reacting from? Does it make sense? Doesn't make sense? What levels can we try to identify zones to react from? Yes, it could go a little bit more into there, and maybe somewhere. Not really sure if I want the extreme in there or something earlier. Because that's in the 1 4 hour, it looks like fresh to me. To do have this one, the price is getting really close now. Yeah, what is your take, guys, on gold? Yes, definitely, I would like to see something like this playing out. I think price may still wants to respect this level one more time. I think if price breaks above this top in here, I think we may go for all-time highs. I'm not really convinced about that, even though there's still a fresh order in there. Can see a rectangle that may price never really respected. Yeah, maybe this over here is still fresh. The reality is, if that's already way too close to all-time highs. Yeah, not entirely sure. Even if I was looking for longs in here, yeah, I wouldn't be looking for longs anywhere price is now. Most likely, I would prefer to wait for price to come back all the way to this extreme. Yeah, any takes on gold, guys? More detailed? Because I would definitely like to see something like that. Longs maybe just at its bottom, or yeah, then eventually somewhere in there. So yes, I'll be looking. Of course, it depends where the top is created and what kind of approach you're going to have. But yeah, maybe towards this direction. Yeah, just got 800. To be honest, I haven't really been promoted anything on the channel. I want to do more of that in September. So I'm going to go on holiday next Saturday. I'm going to Greece, and I'll be back home in September. So yeah, after that I'll think of something to create more content on my own channels. Even on my own personal channels, not just YouTube, but also maybe Instagram. Maybe even Instagram or Twitter or whatever. Yeah, I want to start doing a bit more of that. But yeah, we crossed 800. There's been a long time, and yeah, let's try to push to 1000. That's the goal eventually. Yeah, thank you, Nathan. Thank you. Yeah, so we'll see on gold. To be honest, there's nothing much. I like the approach. I like the compression that I'm seeing. I think eventually, I think there's going to be an opportunity at least intraday to, or this week maybe for price to do something like that. Even if then the idea is to continue to push higher. So yes, something like that may play out. We'll see. Silver is also bouncing back to the upside, so yeah, ranging a lot in the last day or so, but maybe with the potential to go a little bit higher, maybe getting a little bit closer into this next zone. So that's going to be, yeah, something to look at. Yeah, that would be. And then oil is an interesting one. I'm going to be paying attention on oil this week, that's for sure. Finally, oil broke to the downside. It broke quite aggressively. It moves down, and yeah, this one is a bit tricky just because of, depending on the data or server that you're looking at. Maybe price is already reacting from an interesting level, or price does still want to go a little bit lower and maybe wants to get a little bit close to this 62 mark. Now we are compressing. Okay, even price kind of took already this left shoulder, is pushing down. We are breaking lows after spending quite a few 1 month or so within this structure. We now move to downside, and I think price can continue to push a little bit forward. At least that's the expectation. That's what I'm going to be eventually looking for. But yeah, let's see now how price may react from where it is. Again, depending on the server that you're looking at, price may be reacting from different levels in here on the left side, which makes it a bit tricky. Yeah, that's one to look at. I think I'll be definitely be looking at oil this week. Yeah, I'll definitely be looking at oil. US indices. US indices are coming back to the highs. Okay, most likely you are going to end up having new all-time highs. The reality is that price never broke these lows. Okay, it actually respected quite nicely this left shoulder, and we never really managed to break it. So yeah, that's basically, 1 second. Where in Greece I'm about to go to? That's a good question. Napville, and then I'm going to go to different places. So I'm traveling to Kalamata first. That's kind of the airport. Going to spend a little bit of time in there. Then going to Napville, and then eventually going to a place which I haven't booked yet. But we are going to go somewhere for a few more days. Still going to Porto Heavy as well. So yeah, I'm going to be moving in a few places for these next three weeks. Yeah, so it's actually nice because, as you know, in the UK the summer is gone. Okay, so we basically are back with rain, and it's actually not, yesterday was not bad. It was close to 20 degrees. But yeah, the winter, not winter, but definitely the summer is gone in the UK. So I actually enjoyed to go at mid of August, end of August, to actually go to a proper summer country, summer weather, to enjoy the last piece of summer, basically. Yes, S&P, I think it can go higher. Basically, as you can see, any deep retracement price is respecting structure. So it didn't break these lows. It didn't break this one. Didn't break this one. Kind of keeps on. It keeps on respecting the previous lows. Yes, we have this one. Can manipulate a little bit, and maybe to have who knows, a kind of a quasi model playing around here. But the reality is that we never broke the structure. So if we had broken below this, somewhere in here, that would be, in my opinion, more of an indication that price is ready to start moving further down. We actually respected it quite nicely. So even if you do have some bounces at around this level, maybe some selling pressure, we may eventually end up taking new all-time highs. Now, yes, most likely I'll try to find something at the top to try to find some shorts, potentially. And potentially you may find that. It depends if you do have still selling pressure somewhere here. Yeah, I'll be looking for it. I'll try to find still some selling pressure. Maybe NASDAQ is going to take the tops first. That's almost for sure. And then S&P, I'll be tracking it. But either way, I'm not really be looking for a target all day here. I don't think I'm going to be looking for that. I'm going to be looking just for some reactions towards whatever structure is going to be created on the way. So that's going to be my point. Maybe can even just be the retest of this top before price going. Who knows? But I'll be still giving it a little bit of a chance that price may find some selling pressure a little bit closer to these tops. NASDAQ, yeah, it's much higher. It looks like it's on the way. It's on the way to new all-time highs. Again, another asset that basically still respected these lows, didn't really manage to break it. We have broken below that one. This is kind of the demand zone that really matter to me after this big sell-off. So we may go all the way as well, and we may actually take the top, and we'll see what will happen afterwards. So yes, we will see what will happen afterwards. Yeah, price is literally at this supply level, and as we literally open with a negative candle, kind of pressing down all the way from here. Yeah, otherwise price may just go higher. Price is still quite bullish. Of course, Tuesday is going to be an important one. So depending on where price is on Tuesday, just before the CPI, because I'm actually maybe expecting CPI to be even higher than expected, which is going to be kind of negative news for the indices. So we may actually have a push lower. But so I'm going to be really curious to see what will happen tomorrow and then Tuesday morning in anticipation towards the CPI. So that will be definitely something to pay attention, and maybe there's an opportunity to trade. Yeah, nothing really much going on in here. Yeah, this one needs to be broken at least as well. Then you have Dow as well. Yeah, Dow was looking a little bit higher. Let's respect this demand. Yeah, so I'm curious on Dow as well. Price, this is a nice reaction, to be honest. yeah, I'm curious to see price maybe going a little bit more to the upside. Bitcoin, that's a good idea. I'll take a look at Bitcoin. It's a good idea because Ethereum just broke the 4,000s, right? So that's an interesting one. Yes, but the Dow Jones, I think price can still go a little bit higher. Of course, we do have this stop that we may play with, and then maybe we can go a little bit higher. This was kind of an aggressive sell-off. Maybe there's still something in there, to be honest. This is a really valid demand zone, so I'm going to be open-minded of the possibility of looking for a sell in there. When looking at the DAX, yeah, be looking also for DAX to go slightly higher as well. Can even break all-time highs, to be honest. But I'm curious a bit more into this next structure, and yeah, FTSE 100 actually nice reaction to the downside. It's kind of a nice quasi model, to be honest. Really nice quasi model. Where price kind of created in here. It's actually kind of a nice one, to be honest. Yeah, I didn't trade anything like this. Bitcoin, it's a good question. What are you expecting? Bitcoin reacted nicely from this previous top, right? So basically, a level of resistance becoming support. May have that demand zone as well. Then price started to break a little bit of the structure, reacted from the demand, and it pushed higher. I'm still curious just to see how price may. Again, it's all-time high, so it's going to be always tricky, to be honest. Even though yes, it's all-time highs. But I'm going to be curious just to see how price may react above this level. So that will be something I'll be looking at. Price just took the stop. Maybe can still react from here and then push again. Crypto total market is also moving. Actually breaking all-time highs already. Crypto total market is actually leading the way because it's already breaking all-time highs. Okay, this is impressive. It's actually going all the way. Looking at Bitcoin dominance, yeah, there you go. So Bitcoin dominance also made basically it's reacting from all the levels that I was looking at. What a beautiful reaction from this demand zone. So basically big move down, price reached the 66 mark, so that was too high for dominance of Bitcoin, and no surprise that eventually now the basically altcoin started to move higher as soon as Bitcoin got to that 66 mark. As you can see, last time price was there, it was back in 2021, and it's basically finding levels of resistance always around these levels. So, and there you go, we had a massive move. That's a really great price action, to be honest, where price kind of create a stop, fake out, but it reached now one of the targets. Of course, price can still go all the way back down in here and close to 50 something, but this 60% mark, it's a good one. It's a nice level where price actually reacted. So we'll see if we're not going to have a little bit of a reaction out to the upside from here, which potentially can push maybe, I don't know, the Ethereum, maybe so on and so on, a little bit more to the downside. Yeah, so yes, Bitcoin. Yeah, not really sure about these stops, doesn't really mean anything to me. Ethereum, yeah, Ethereum just continued, so it managed to break finally these stops in there. That was Those tops were from 2024. Never we managed to go above that 4K mark. And now we are again really close to all-time highs. Okay, so it's a long do. Potentially this Ethereum getting into all-time highs. We do have this left shoulder. We do have all this structure as well. They may have some reaction initially, just basically what we're having here, but most likely it's going to end up into a move of all-time highs. Can even potentially bounce. But the way price is moving right now, it looks like that is going to be challenging for the all-time highs. Even when looking at the top, even though this is on the daily time frame. Yeah. Yeah, even Solana as well is potentially exploding again. Yeah, if you look at this move between Ethereum and Bitcoin, great reaction from the demand, range a bit, go down, up, and that's it. Explosion. Yeah, so that's going to be an interesting one as well. We'll see if this Bitcoin dominance actually holds or not at around this 60 mark. Yeah, it's basically it. I believe we're going to have a small correction from this price. Where Bitcoin is right now? Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan, to be honest, of these stops. I'm not the biggest fan of these stops in here. Yeah, I'll just prefer to go higher. Yeah, that's basically it. That's basically it. VIX also pushing even lower, so that's going to be interesting also to see. Yeah, that's it. So what do we have? Indecision on the dollar. At this point, I need dollar to make up his mind to see which direction it wants to go. Okay, we have those two structures. Maybe on Monday it's going to be also bouncing in between, and maybe Tuesday with CPI, we're going to finally have a direction. I wouldn't be surprised both ways. I wouldn't be surprised if price just continues to crash and push lower. And basically, if price maybe goes below this low, that's going to be the next thing. Maybe price can bounce a little bit, but eventually maybe can just crash. Price actually reacted nicely from this level, so that could happen. If price by any chance wants to respect basically this demand or something like this and push higher, I wouldn't be surprised neither. So with any that goes into the $0 as well, basically same thing. There's maybe a few levels in here that price can still bounce in between, and the pound as well again can go higher before moving short. I prefer that. Still need some proper structure. Looking at the N pairs, that's going to be an interesting one. So depending on where price eventually is going to get closer to this level, to see if there's going to be any kind of shorts on the N pairs or not. US indices all-time highs or close to it, so that's going to be interesting. Gold, same thing. Interested to potentially look for a short if price does want to go higher and there's a good reaction. Oil as well, I'm going to be monitoring because I think it's approaching potentially an interesting relatives for some bounces in there. Yeah, that's it. That's basically what I'm going to be looking. So, yep. Any more questions, guys? Still have a few things to do before I wrap up my day. I still want to work out as well, so. All right. So thank you very much. Yes, we are 800 finally, and let's see if we can push it to 1000. So thank you very much. Have a great week ahead. Good luck with your trading, and actually for the rest of the month as well. You know, you can find me basically on the Fiverr stream, but on my own, I'll be back in September with more content as well. So thank you. I'll see you around. Have a good one. Bye bye.